Hello, it's Beastly Eel with another Eel Talk. So today's episode is about Falcon and Winter Soldier, Episode 3. The episode starts off with Bucky going into the prison to talk to Baron Zemo. Not much was talk because Bucky decided to go in and give him an escape route to get out, for him to help them find the other people, or the ones who created the Super Soldier Serum, the new version. So, so the scene is actually Bucky and Sam in an abandoned area, talking about what they're going to do to get to talk to Baron Zemo. And Sam's like, "Why are we talking about it here? You know, if we didn't get the information we need, why are we here?" It's like, no reason. And so during the whole thing, they talk about what they'd have to do hypothetically to get him out. And it turns out that's exactly what happened, and he escaped. So Baron Zemo comes in, and right away Sam and Bucky are fighting. Verbally. Zemo tries to interject, and they both tell him to shut up. He's trying to prove that, I'm talking about Baron Zemo, was trying to prove that, he is valuable, and that they shouldn't just dismiss him. So Falcon reluctantly agrees. So he's asking where all these cars came from, and Baron Zemo goes, "They're all mine. Collected from Hydra agents that he had killed." And he talked about how there is a person he has to find, a lower level woman, to get more information. And they were going to climb up the corporate ladder. So they agree, and they go. It turns out Baron Zemo is rich, which is very similar to the comic books, but what also he gets is his signature cloak or jacket. I like cloak, it sounds better. And mask. He does not put it on, well, he puts on the cloak, but not the purple mask. We see him get on the plane, and Sam asks where they're going. And they talk about they're going to be going to a place, Maripol, I believe is how you pronounce it, to talk to somebody about the Super Soldier Serum. So, on their flight there, they're talking in detail of what they have to do and everything, and they were going to have to change outfits, and they had to play characters. Sam had to be the Smiling Tiger, and Bucky had to be the Winter Soldier, and Baron Zemo was Baron Zemo. Not that big of a shock. So he tells them that getting there is the easy part, it's staying in there is the harder part. So, and it's apparently a place in the world that used to be run by pirates back in the day, but apparently it's still a lawless area, but definitely much more civilized in the sense of, or I shouldn't say civilized, much more industrialized, skyscrapers and all. So talking about that, it's divided up into two parts, upper level and lower level, and of course they have to go to the lower level. So they go into this club, they get in. It was weird to begin with. When they get there, they get in a car, and they're escorted by all these bikes. And they get to the place. So they go in there, and everyone recognizes Sam as Dancing Tiger, which is just funny. So he wants to talk to a specific woman. He says the name. And they try to fight them. And Baron Zemo orders Winter Soldier to attack them. And he starts beating crap out of these guys. I mean, brutally just beating them up. Um, Baron Zemo orders him to stop because he has to play the part and prove that Winter Soldier is still under his control. So they finally get approval to be a part of, to meet with her, sorry, to meet with the woman that they're looking for. So they get in there, and we meet this woman, white-haired woman, who knows Baron Zemo, and he tells her why he's there. He wants her to help find the information that's needed to figure out who is creating the super soldier serum. So she actually tells him that it is the power broker who runs the whole facility or the whole island. And he's looking to create the serum again. And during this conversation, Baron Zemo offers Winter Soldier as a trade to get where the man is, where the power broker is. During this time, Sam gets a phone call from his sister, and his cover's blown. And that's when shooting starts, and the woman's killed. So now there's a bounty on their head because they killed a high. I don't know. I don't know if she's like a high level person at that place, but enough where people wanted her killer killed. So there's a bounty on their head, so they try to escape. People are opening fire and everything, and a mysterious shooter takes out all the men that are trying to take them out. And it turns out to be Sharon Carter. She was from Winter Soldier and from Civil War. She played, her title was Agent 13. During Winter Soldier, she was just a SHIELD agent, and during Civil War, she was a CIA agent. So she tells them to follow her reluctantly because she's not a big fan of Baron Zemo. But she understands what they're doing. So she takes them to their place, the Highlands, which is a beautiful mansion. Apparently, she's been doing a lot of criminal work, forgeries and stuff like that. Or just seems like it was a lot of artwork. So anyway, that being said, is an exchange between her and Sam about how her life was difficult and she had to run from the law. She can't even go back to the States. She can't even talk to her family. Nobody knows where she is. Her dad doesn't even know where she is or if she's even still alive. And talking to him saying how, it must be nice that you're back. And he's like, well, I was one of the ones who was hunted. And she goes, was and is are two different things. It definitely shows that not everyone got the pardon because she wasn't part of the Avengers. So she agrees to help out. She is not the biggest fan of them, but she goes to help out. So they have a party to get information. Well, let me rephrase that. She has a party at her place, and she gets the information that's needed of where Power Broker sets up his lab for the super soldier serum. So it's a container. It's a random container in this area, and they get in there, and it's just an empty container. So the Baron Zemo, Sam, and Bucky go in there. Sharon stays out to kind of be a lookout. They all have communicators in their ears, and she explains that she's going to keep watch and not go in. So they go in there, and it's empty. There's nothing in there, and she's like, I'm sure there's something in there. So anyway, Baron Zemo figures out that there's a hidden door. So they get upstairs, and they find a scientist in there. And apparently, during his talking, because they finally got him to talk, which didn't take much, realistically, um, that he had recreated the super soldier serums from the DNA of a random subject, which we know from to be Isaac from the last episode. And he was able to isolate it and recreate it. He made apparently 20 vials, and then the snap happened, and he was one of the ones that disappeared. And then when the blip came, which was the snap that brought everyone back, all his work was gone, and it was stolen from him. And he knows who stole it from him, the leader of the Flag Smashers. So they're talking still. While this is going on, men are coming in to try to figure out what's going on with the lab. Sharon takes them all out, beats them up. It's a good fight scene, I do have to say. She gets upstairs in the container to kind of talk to them, saying, "We need to go, we need to go, we need to go." Um, the Baron was sick and tired of this, so the Baron steals a gun, shoots the doctor, and kills him. His reason for it is because he doesn't want the super soldier serum anymore. He doesn't want an army of Captain Americas. He doesn't need the Avengers. So they're all not happy about it, but before they can really attack him, a rocket launcher is shot at the containers and it blows a hole in it. And now they have to escape. Baron Zemo goes a different direction, and the other three go in another. And it turns into a gunfight. Well, they run out of ammo, and then Baron Zemo comes in, and he comes in full mask. I mean, full on Baron Zemo, and he takes the remaining ones out. It was a pretty awesome fight scene. So he then leaves, and he steals a car, and he picks them up. They're not happy with this, and they all go to leave, and Sharon doesn't go. She says, "I can't go to the United States, I'm out." So she leaves the group, and they drive away. She gets into a car and says, "We have a big problem," and she gets into a car with a woman driving it. Then we see the Flag Smashers. We see a little bit more of the idea that she is human. She's trying to help everyone out. She goes at the bedside of a friend of hers who is dying, and they do die. She then breaks into I don't know if it's a refugee camp or if it's a military base. They're military there anyway. And they have 3 months worth of supplies in there, and she's not having it. So they break in, beat up everyone, tie them up, and they get all the food supplies out of there. And before they leave, her and the other guy that was talking earlier are the last two to leave, and then she blows the place up with everyone still inside. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And she goes, "This is the only language these people understand." And they drive away. We also see the new Captain America, which was stupid. I just don't like him. Anyway, him and his buddy are at the prison where Zemo escapes. And he's blaming Bucky and Sam. But the other one's not. He's like, there's no way they did it. And they're investigating it without the knowledge of the US government, it sounds like. So they're going to do things old school. We also see them break into a place that they think the Flag Smashers are, and he's being much more brutal. We definitely see the much more brutality from him. Granted, he's not being super physical yet, but I have a feeling it's going to escalate. And then so Winter Soldier, Falcon, and Baron Zemo are in Latvia, and they're going to talk to somebody else. So Falcon and Baron Zemo go into a building. Winter Soldier says he wants to go for a walk. So those two go inside, and Winter Soldier picks up a ball, and he keeps walking and finds another one. And he keeps doing so. And then when he gets to an alleyway, he goes, I think you dropped something. And it's a Wakandan warrior. Um, she was not somebody we recognize. But anyway, he goes, what are you doing here? She goes, I'm here for Zemo. And that's how the episode ends. So, let's do a little bit of breakdown. So Baron Zemo is not affiliated with the Flag Smashers like I thought originally. He hates them because they're an army of super soldiers. He wants to kill everyone who is a part of that, which would mean killing everyone. That's going to be his plan. The Flag Smashers are getting. I think there's going to be a lot more restlessness in their organization because I think they're being a little more violent than some of them are happy with. So I think there's going to be definitely a clash inside there. Agent 13, aka Sharon Carter, I think she might be a double agent right now against Falcon and Winter Soldier. Because it was just a weird way that she left, where she was like, we have a problem and we got to talk later. So I'm wondering if she's actually in cahoots with the power broker. That's going to be an interesting thing to figure out. We also have Baron Zemo wanting to kill everyone. I already said that. And, obviously, duh, the Wakandans want Baron Zemo's head for killing their king. So that's going to be an interesting thing. I wonder what's going to happen with that. I wonder if we're going to see some characters that we've already met before. But we'll have to wait and see. But other than that, I mean, I think it's starting to get really good. Granted, there's only 3 more episodes left, but a lot can happen. So, as always, if you like the content here, please like and subscribe below. As always, this is Beastly Eel signing out. Have a good night.